Hey folks, it's been a while since I've recorded one of these, and I have a dumb little build this league, and as a result, I'm going to talk about it. But first, let's drop into a map. I am going to run a strand, just a generic T16 map on this 91 character, and then talk about it for a bit. Um, Don't know how much of the map I'm going to run. So this is a mostly generic SRS character, but it is utilizing a brand new item this league called the Broken Elegy, which is a staff that does a bunch of things. Like, first of all, it gives like a bunch of minion damage and also a bunch of extra chaos damage to your minions, and also gives you this shield that you can't see on my screen because I'm blowing out the buff bar on the top. And also summons 10 chaos zombie type mobs. So it's pretty freaking cool on its own. But that means I also have to build around a staff. So this is my first time building a relatively tanky staff character, and I'm trying to build it mostly block based. So I'm doing the traditional run around and stagger summon minions. Sure. Deal with the later. I'm also running an AG with the standard budget AG setup of Gruthkulls and Dying Breath and Learcast. I am running name brand Spectres because, like, for whatever reason, this league, they're really cheap. Like a perfect turtle is only 20C. The only really expensive name brand Spectre that I saw was a perfect forest tiger, and they're still like multiple divs. So I'm running a hulking miscreation, a perfect turtle, and a perfect forest warrior. I'm also on a guardian base, so I have what I refer to as Butterboy, thanks to Rax, I think, coining that term. And also running the Holy Symbol minions. And another thing that's brand new this league is desiccated screams of desiccation, I think is what it's called, which is a belt that drops from Suresh, the new boss. And for funsies, I'm running one of those that's giving me greater skeletal shrine. So I think I calculated it the other day that before taking into the skeletal shrine, I have 43 minions. I have a stone golem, carrion golem, 20 SRS, 4 void horrors for my chest piece, 3 specters, 10 of the zombies summoned by the staff, and an AG, and also Butterboy and 3 elemental minions, giving me, I think it was a total of 43 minions. And then there's just a truly stupid number of skeletons on the screen, and they all just sort of soak up hate for me, surprisingly well, because like most things are so distracted by the absolute cavalcade of bullshit I have on the screen that they don't know how to hit me. And for the most part, I can just roll over top of everything. And it's kind of hilarious. So, and every so often I take a death, and it sucks. My Fizz mitt is pretty crappy, and I'm hoping that the turtle that I just bought and am now running is going to help that a bit. Because like Fizz hits, I think, are really my weakness. Um, and I only have from a staff mastery, I'm getting my heal on block, and it's only 2%. And I think that also, like, I don't know of a way to make that feel more comfortable. I've essentially gone armor and a little bit of ES and max block. Although I'm doing max block via unwavering stance, I think. I forget the name of that. The one where it basically makes you take 60% of block damage, but like massively buffs your block. And the idea there is that I'm hoping that my block on heal or heal on block will make up for the difference of the fact that I'm taking a bunch of damage that makes its way through. But I'm also got Divine Shield, so that this was a tech that Kodra told me about, where basically I didn't realize Divine Shield worked with block. But essentially, block damage counts as prevented damage, so the only problem with this build is I really think a large chunk of what takes a while on bosses is just the fact that I have too many minions. Too much random shit is hitting the boss. In theory, if I just stopped summoning SRS during bosses, it would probably go faster. But it is what it is. Because like I've seen it rip through bosses without any issue, but every so often, just the minion logic gets confused. But also, like, I can kind of kill stuff with impunity because I have so many minions that it doesn't really do much. I've also got Culling Strike thanks to Perfect Forest Warrior, and also I've got the Ascendancy touch on my AG, which makes things pop that way too. Back through and see if there's anything that I care about in this map. This is just like a base T16. I don't really care about doing much of anything. Yes, I still pick up Chaos Orbs, and yes, I still pick up Exalted Orbs. You can put me in the league where Chaos Orbs don't really matter, and I still care about Chaos Orbs. I don't know. I feel like someone who is better at builds than me could make a better version of this, but like I still think it's interesting. So we'll talk about it real quick. Okay, so this is the staff that is the reason why I built this build the way that I did. It's got a lot of stuff going on. This is an 80% fizz as extra or chaos damage. I could, in theory, get a higher roll. I don't remember what the roll range is. 83. And then 157 is the max percent damage bonus on this, or that you can get. Also increases minion duration. And I'm running a Servant of Decay, which summons void spawns every 4 seconds, which are essentially withering targets, and also giving me additional, like, a shield layer from the void spawns, because they take damage from me, or they take damage before I take damage, kind of like the giant radiant sentinel minion does. My Screams of the Desiccated was really cheap. I am running a Replenishing Shrine and a Greater Skeletal Shrine, and Replenishing Shrine essentially is Vitality and Clarity running at the same time. Like, that's how you can think of it. And the Skeletal Shrine is just putting skeletons all over the place. Made myself a minion hat for my Spectres, or not Spectres, my AG and Stone Golem and Carrion Golem. Running Spectres in my chest. If I could bump up the level of Spectre, that would improve things too. I would end up picking up another Spectre. My rings are kind of crap. I just basically, like, I had to run an All's Uprising with Envy so that I could get Envy, period. Because I couldn't use the sword that gave me Envy or any of the other options to get Envy. This is kind of just a YOLO tree. I knew I wanted to make this character, and I just set out, leveled, and picked up minion nodes and life nodes, and minion nodes and life nodes. And as I gain levels, I'm going to do the 6 life mastery just to see how much health I can get on this stupid thing. Because, like, I care more about tanky than I care about damage. Other than that, like, it's a fun little build. I guess I'll go over what ascendancies I'm using. Where's the thingy? There we go. Okay, so came here to get Butterboy first. And that pretty much carries you through the campaign by itself. Then Unwavering Crusade, so I can get the elemental buffs. Then Radiant Faith is giving me most of my energy shield. Like, so I've got some energy shield on Armory-S gear, but this is what's giving me a significant chunk of energy shield. Because I've got like 5,000 life and 2,000 energy shield roughly. And that's pretty comfy. And then instead of taking another Guardian node, since I've already running one of the belts that disables my utility flasks, I'm running Nameless and Unseen Hand, so that I've got an extra ring slot. I could min-max my gear a bit, but so I've got 2 anti-bleeding life flasks and then 3 writhing jars. And the whole writhing jar thing is mostly just to give me a predictable way of summoning corpses, which I don't think that's even working. But that was a thought. I could figure out a way to put Desecrate into my build, and then I could summon corpses. But I'm always scared to do Desecrate. I'm not even running an Offering anywhere in this build, and that would be free damage that I could put on it. But given the lack of optimization that I've done, it is shockingly comfortable to build. And realistically, like, once I finished the campaign, I rolled straight into T16 maps. Like, I ran a T10 just to test the waters, and then immediately ran into a T16 and have been doing T16s ever since. So, anyway, this is, like, there's a lot of interesting stuff going on here, and I think this is if this staff sticks around, this staff combined with Servant of Decay combined with All's Uprising is a good base for a poison minions build or a chaos minions build. Someone who's smarter than me can probably min-max this, and I have a feeling in a few leagues, pending none of this tech gets nerfed, someone's going to make an amazing build using these items. But I just wanted to play with it and see what I could do with it. I'm having fun. This is like second build of the league, and mostly just using it to farm maps. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time I record one of these dumb little things. Bye.